dated a jowl for a while. They're quite furry. I let him pick through my dumpster.
This video is made possible by NordVPN. Well, by special request from some lovely viewers, I'm going to finish what should have been called The Mandalorian 2.5. I'm going to finish the stupid Boba Fett show, just in time for Mando Season 3, which is starting very soon. It's actually starting in a couple of days, but who knows when this will go live, and maybe you're watching in the future. How's the future going? Is everything back to normal? And they say timing's everything, so why not talk about a show that was out last year? Now, we know the Book of Boba Fett is appalling, and we have to get through the last 4 episodes, so we're going to be quick and hit the important bits. I'll link the first 3 episodes if you want to catch up with that glory. So Boba Fett wants to get Slave 1 back. Yes, it's called Slave 1. And he's going to do it by force, which makes no sense. Everyone in Jabba's palace is Bubba's friend. They'd most likely be happy to see him. His only reason for hating them is because the idiots at Lucasfilm decided to make Boba Fett a soft hero instead of what we wanted, a ruthless bounty hunter. Boba's having a sulk about not being able to get his ship yet when he sees a flare which leads him to Fennec, who was shot in the guts in the Mandalorian show. Thank God he found her because he'd be absolutely useless without her. He takes her to get help, and I'm surprised she survives because the banthas in this show seem to be unbelievably slow. That's the trouble of shooting in front of a modern green screen. And we get more of the dumbest, most out-of-place, stupidest thing to ever be in Star Wars. Yes, we get more of the mods. Look at these dickheads. Look at this. This is Star Wars. The Boba Fett we grew up with would have just blown this guy's head off for the way he looked. Anyway, we enter true cartoon territory here when Fennec gets her blasted gut repaired on a dirty table that would be obviously covered in gerbs. The modder doesn't have any help. He does have a stupid mechanical hand that slows him down and looks way less precise than just picking up the tool you need. Fennec gets full replacement of the small intestine, large intestine, bladder, and there appears to be hydraulics installed to support the spine. All this without a drop of blood or any guts shown. This is such a backroom job, the guy didn't even wash his hands.
Aren't you gonna close her up? Cover all that beautiful machinery?
Fennec will never shit or piss again, so keeping her alive is going to be an issue. And recovery's going to take years. Well, then again, that's not really going to be a problem because the infection she's got from having major surgery in a barn will kill her within the week. And that's when I started to understand the people who love Dave Filoni and this show. They love his cartoons, and this is just a live-action cartoon. Only a person who spent their career making cartoons would think any of that mod surgery stupidity would somehow be acceptable in a live-action show. Fennec wakes up very quickly, and Boba's telling her to drink. I wouldn't be doing that, because she's another Star Wars character that's going to need a colostomy bag. That drink's just going to pour straight out of her.
I'll pay double my bounty.
I don't want money.
Doesn't want money. I'd be a bit nervous with that. What does he want?
I am Boba Fett.
Boba Fett announces himself a lot in this show. I don't know why.
I am Boba Fett.
His name and especially his armor have become the most important thing about him.
Without my armor, I'm less persuasive.
It's because kids always thought those things were cool, so Disney thinks that means they have to be mentioned as much as possible.
Boba Fett has a see-through helmet with play rangefinder to locate your objective.
Boba asks Fennec to help him steal back Slave 1, and they do this by sneaking into the kitchen of Jabba's palace. Yes, more cartoon creativity. They retrieve the ship that he probably could have just asked for and shoot as many of the gang members as possible. Gang members who probably would have been happy to see him if he had knocked on the door. He could have also used a lot of those guys later on. Anyway, we established a long time ago that Disney doesn't understand Star Wars, so why are we surprised? We then get one cool scene, well, half a cool scene, when Boba attacks the biker gang with Slave 1. Slave 1 looks very cool coming in across the land, but the biker aliens who are dressed exactly like human Earth bikers, with club patches and all, look creatively retarded. But I do love how some of them are riding bitch because Boba stole some of their bikes, which probably happened months ago, but they still haven't replaced them for some reason. I don't know if you've ever met any bikers, but they'd rather literally die than ride bitch. And for those not in the know, riding bitch is to ride on the rear of your male's motorcycle or speeder. And to help, Motor Lady has a handy guide for the allowed positions for men who are ever forced to ride bitch. There's the meerkat, the teapot, and the rodeo. Boba then again does something really, really stupid. He goes to see if his armor, the real star of the show, he goes to see if his armor is still in the Sarlacc. How would that work? Does he think he got undressed before he crawled out naked? Why doesn't he just remember what happened? Your mind doesn't get cleared because you pass out. Wouldn't he just assume someone had stolen it? Like, what happened? Oh, those ridiculous teeth. They can light up the cabin. The Sarlacc grabs Slave 1, which is a pretty cool scene, until Getty gets saved by Fennec, who drops one of those awesome seismic charges into the Sarlacc pit. Now, the seismic charges scene is one of my favourite scenes in Attack of the Clones, and there ain't many. And that thing did some serious damage. Cut through meteors big enough to fly through like butter. So I expected half the desert to disappear. Plus, Boba and Fennec were looking straight into the blast. So what was going to happen to them? Well, nothing, because there was a little ripple. We didn't even get a scratch on Slave 1. It was very underwhelming, so very Disney. I love seeing the remains of Jabba's barge just sitting there reminding everyone that the events of Return of the Jedi were only recent to this show. Despite how old Boba's face is, imagine what an interesting scene it would have been to have someone explain to Boba that Darth, the Emperor, the whole Empire was all gone. As a writer, wouldn't you want to have that scene? But no, this guy used to hang around with Vader and was guesting on Empire ships, but never asked what happened to everyone.
He's no good to me, dead.
Now, this show is wrapped up in layers of stupid writing, but some scenes are real standouts for all the wrong reasons. Boba is a standover man offering protection for money. This is mentioned multiple times in the show, and we even see him several times collecting the money.
Yours looks shinier than mine.
But the absolute idiots writing this show don't actually know what that means. So they have Scary Chewie start a fight and rip off someone's arm right in front of Boba. And he just stands there while the hostess has to try and calm the situation, risking her own life. He does absolutely nothing. What is she paying him for? I joked about this on Twitter and the responses defending the scene were insane. I got from idiots saying that his job as manager was for him to make sure the place had food and drink, which was bizarre, to other people saying that he's not there to give physical protection like a bouncer. Yes, he is. Yes, he is meant to provide physical protection. People are meant to be so intimidated by him that they don't dare do anything wrong. But instead, pissweak Boba offers the violent patron a job.
Looks like you could use a job.
Look, if everyone had the decency to watch Goodfellas at least once a year like I do, I wouldn't have to explain all this. But it's the perfect example. In Goodfellas, the local restaurant owner is begging Paulie, the crime boss, who everyone's scared of, to take for free a share at his restaurant so he'll have protection from several people, including the lunatic Tommy, who keeps causing trouble at the restaurant and won't pay his tab.
You know this fucking Tommy all your life. Who knows better than you? This sucker's an arch criminal. Maybe you could come in with me, take a piece of this fucking joint. It'd be good.
What do you mean, the restaurant? I don't know nothing about the restaurant business.
The restaurant owner isn't asking Paulie to come into the business because he expects him to work security on the door, but he does know everyone will behave and pay their bills because otherwise they'll get a visit from Paulie's friends.
That's what the FBI could never understand. That what Paulie and the organization does is offer protection for people who can't go to the cops. That's it. That's all it is. They're like the police department for wise guys.
Having Boba standing there doing nothing like a moron in front of everyone after taking protection money just makes him look weak and pathetic. No one would keep paying him. But comparing the writers of Goodfellas to the writers of Boba Fett is like comparing Gordon Ramsay to the dishwasher at McDonald's.
I think you've made your point.
We finish episode 4 with Fennec again explaining to Boba Fett how to be a criminal.
What I'm short on is muscle.
Credits can buy muscle, if you know where to look.
I tell you, Vader should have really been working with Fennec. She's a better bounty hunter. She's much better than Boba. A quick breather to talk about today's wonderful sponsor, NordVPN. Now, I've told you lovely people many times that you really need to get yourself a VPN. And today, I'm going to show you why. Say I want to watch the latest, hyped up, talked about show. Well, that would be The Last of Us. Like every sane person, I like a good zombie show. Are they zombies? Well, I wouldn't know, because when I go to watch The Last of Us on HBO Max, I get this annoying message, like some hurtful breakup text. HBO Max is sorry, but if you're not privileged enough to live in the US of A, then it's bad luck. That's right, HBO Max doesn't share with Australia. Well, not so fast, HBO Max. If I open my trusted little NordVPN app and click on the USA flag, kabammo! I'm now residing in the land of the free. And look, The Last of Us is mine to enjoy. And did you see how quick and easy that was? That's why your first choice should be NordVPN. Now let me see that zombie killing. What the heck is this? And it's not just for streaming. NordVPN protects you when you're doing the important things too, like paying bills or transferring money. So suck on that, online criminals. You're not getting my money. And for the one account, you can protect up to 6 of your devices. For NordVPN's 11th birthday, go to nordvpn.com/robothead to get the 2-year plan with an exclusive deal plus 1 bonus month free. And on top of that, a bonus mystery gift. I like mystery gifts. Plus, it's all risk-free with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee, so you'd be crazy not to give it a go. NordVPN, the cheap and easy way to protect yourself online and have the freedom to watch where you want. Episode 5, or what should have been called The Mandalorian Season 2.5, starts with a really cool Mando scene. Well, it feels really cool after having to sit through Boba fumbling his way around. I've never seen a show just abandon its lead character. And what makes it worse is that it's Mando, the character that Boba Fett should have been. You see, Disney was too scared to invest in Boba after the Solo crash and burn, so they just took all the cool bits of Boba Fett and gave them to Mando.
No one respects you.
That's why the Boba Fett character is such a mess in this show. They don't know what to do with him after giving all the good bits to Mando. I really like this opening scene. I have no idea why Mando pulls out a saber that he doesn't know how to use over his regular weapons, but it looked fairly cool, and seeing him cut Dogman in half was a relief. After enduring piss week, forgive everyone Boba, I also get overexcited every time we are not on a desert planet, which is why I like the next scene too. Yes, I did actually like something. Now I know we've seen these circular ring space stations and planets in games like Halo and movies like Elysium, but at least it didn't look like another bloody Blade Runner ripoff. It looked modern and it looked like Star Wars. Mando delivers his bounty head and goes to find the other Mandos, who are living on the substructure of this circular planet, which doesn't seem too comfortable. Not sure where they sleep and eat. It looked cool, but I have one big problem with it. Now, people like to use the word nitpick if it's a problem that they want to just dismiss. It's a very overused go-to to defend crap, but this time I'll accept that this one's a bit of a nitpick. But that's okay, I need to nerd out for a minute. Mando and his Mando friends should be just flung off the underside of the circular space station. You see, scientists in our real world look at the circular space station design as a real future option, as the spinning causes a gravitational pull on the inside of the circle. The outside of the circle then has the opposite effect. That's why when you see it used in other sci-fi or documentaries, the outside of the ring is never used. Where is the gravity coming from to keep them stuck to the outside of that circle? Why aren't they just floating around out there? Why do they fall when they go off the edge? But before you start typing, I know gravity is pretty much just magical in Star Wars. Every bloody ship has its own gravity. But the whole idea of the circular design and why it is used in more serious science fiction is that its whole purpose is to create gravity, which is an interesting idea. Having the gravity creating design that we've seen so many times, but just having it for purely aesthetic reasons is really dumb and distracting, especially if you've watched any other sci-fi. Let me put it this way. It'd be like putting wheels on a speeder just because they look cool. It'd be distracting because we all know it wouldn't be doing anything. Here endeth the nitpick. Here's another thing I didn't mind. The dark saber getting heavier if not used correctly.
It gets heavier with each move.
This might be a stretch as it probably only applies to the darksaber, but I thought they might have been trying to fix the horrible baseball bat swinging lightsaber battles that we got in the bloody sequels. Man, I hate the lightsaber choreography in those sequels. But be sure to let me know in the comments if this has always been a thing.
Have you ever removed your helmet?
I have.
Then you are a Mandalorian no more. One may only be redeemed in the living waters beneath the mines of Mandalore.
You have to purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. That ain't Lake Minnetonka.
Hold up. Whoa, what's going on here? Bestiality in Star Wars? Why are we pretending a human is hooking up with a lizard in a wig? I've heard of people having good personalities, but no amount of sandwiches and blowjobs is going to have any guys seen out with that in public. This annoying bitch. YouTube is so full on about the swearing now. It's so hard not to just use my favourite words. Why does she always sound like she's taking a tour group around Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland?
Hey, look, everyone, it's Mando! What do we owe the pleasure? Here to slay another dragon? Chasing down some elusive bounty?
Is that what she does for the rest of the year? Yeah, I know, she's an actress everyone likes. Okay, get over it.
Ready to have your mind blown? Dated a jowl for a while. They're quite furry. I let them pick through my dumpster.
More bestiality. Such a weird running joke to have in this show.
Don't worry about the shape and size. I'm gonna make it work, all right? I dated a Jawa.
But this is weird-ass Hollywood, so, you know, anything goes these days. So Weird Ripley knockoff has a ship for Mando, which should be interesting because Mando needs a ship to live in, dump in, and transport bounties in. So weirdo little Ripley here has gone and got him a single-seat fighter. That would be absolutely useless to him. And I don't want to be that guy. Well, yes I do. But the whole muscle car looking air cleaner attachment that she keeps referring to as the engine is not where the engine is. Because what's obvious to like everyone watching the bloody show, the two massive jet engines on either side are the friggin' engines. But, you know, eh? This thing revs and sounds like it's changing gears, so who the hell knows what they're thinking?
That's a lot of engine for a little ship.
Well, see what she can do. You'll come up to Beggar's Canyon.
Beggar's Canyon? Of course it's Beggar's Canyon. Gotta reference something from the OT and the prequels at least once every 2 minutes.
Was I doing something wrong, officer?
You're not allowed to fly that fast next to a commercial ship.
And Mando gets pulled over for speeding. That's how bloody mundane Star Wars has become. I do also love how the show just paints the once cool rebels as now just an annoying police force. The Death Star destroying hotshots are just all routine cops now, trying to make the Outer Rim as boring as bloody possible.
Your engine model doesn't match your power drive. Are we reporting this?
Continued in part 2. Let's finish this thing.